Right, gear lever out, then the prop shaft out, and we are moments away from removing the engine. My favourite bit. And there she goes. One prop shaft sorted. One of the great things about working in a professional workshop is all the gadgets are on hand. So happy, not fouling anything? You're fine, you can let go now, mate.
Yes, okay.
I can take the jack out from underneath and now put it under the gearbox. It's time for some dodgy presenter camera work here because I want you to see what's going on here. So on my little camera, this is the gearbox support plate, which has got 5 bolts in it. So I've supported all that with this jack. I'm now going to take out these 5 bolts and I'm going to try and show you the picture while I do it. See, there have been a lot of cuts in television. I'm just practicing for the day when I make this whole show on my own. Just got to work out how to operate the sound next. But it's not that difficult, is it, mate, eh? Nah. Coming out a treat. Oh, beautiful, look at that. Oh, yeah. That is the suspension, effectively, for the gearbox. Very simple, but very effective. Now, in theory, it's all free now, which it certainly feels like it is. It's going to be a bit of a juggle getting it out, though, so I'm just going to see if I can just get it up a little bit first. Yeah, you can't get that any further down. What have you got your end?
You jabbed up here now.
How are you?
Oh, that's it.
Okay. Hang on.
The beast is coming.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeedy. The 4.235 litre heart of the big cat is plucked from its body. Now, while I crack on and get out the rear suspension cage, take a look at David Rochford's 1973 Ferrari 246 GTS. He's owned it for 20 years. See you later.
It's a 2.4 litre V6 with the engine mounted transversely in the back of the car. I've owned the car myself about 20 years. When we first bought it, it was our only family car and it was used by me to go to work in, for my wife to go shopping. The Labrador dog used to get down in the footwell at the bottom. Then we had children and it was just put away in a barn and rotted for a number of years until about 5 or 6 years ago when we decided that we needed to do something with it. And at that stage, I merely wanted to get the car back into working order again, but found that when we started to put things together, it developed into being more than just a working car and being one which is in the condition it's in now. I think the most difficult thing was starting, because it was in a very, very bad condition. The whole of the car below waistline had rotted away. You could just pull the bodywork off it. It was uncertain what the condition of the engine and everything else would be. And it really is a major step to start something like that, because once you start, you can't finish. I talked to a few experts in the field and took their opinion as to how much it was likely to cost, what was the best way forward, and who the best restorers for certain aspects of the work would be. I've not done the bodywork restoration myself. This is far too curvaceous a car for me to even attempt it. And so I went to a recognised expert who did the bodywork for me. Talked to as many people in the trade of restoration, check the availability of things, what has to be made, what can be bought off the shelf. Most of them will give you advice as to how long it takes and how much it's going to cost. The major part of the restoration work was done in about 3 years. For the last 2.5 years I've been doing the final detailing and preparation of the car to get it to the current standard.
Welcome back. I'm just about to take out the rear suspension cage. It's a clever bit of kit, this, because basically the diff, the drive shafts, inboard discs on both sides, and the springs and shock absorbers are all held in one unit that can come out and then be stripped outside the car. All I've got left to do now, having taken out the anti-roll bar there and these radius arms, is to take out a couple of bolts here. I've done your side, and we should be free. Seems free your end now. Look at that. And now the car is stripped. Well, that, as they say, was the easy bit. This 4.2 Series 1 Roadster is now in bits. Now, rebuilding a classic is not just about the nuts and bolts of putting it together. A car like this has real history, and I've got a whole load of paperwork here that came with the car. For instance, I've worked out so far that it probably did about 75,000 miles, but it's quite a rare car because a lot of people don't know that only about 1,000 of these right-hand drives were ever actually sold in the UK. And right in amongst all the paperwork, I actually found the old green logbook, and you don't see these very often. Join me next time when this little baby goes to the blasters.